Sonny, Joey, 500. Got some goats in the field.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, my do it, Dingbat here. Welcome to the Philly Shakedown podcast with Philly 500 Joeyshakes. Joey, what is up?
Doing good, man. We got a lot to talk about this week. Had a preseason game, got camp, and then really next week is realistically it's do or die for a lot of players next week to really show up.
Yeah, I think it's probably the biggest week of camp next week because you got 2 days of practice with the Browns, and then you got another preseason game. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff. Plus, we got an open practice tomorrow, so that should be fun.
Oh yeah,
and we'll be streaming. Shakedown will be streaming that tomorrow, guys. So you come hang out with us if you want.
Yes.
If you can't go, Filioso, what's up, Jonas? William, Logan Motorsports, Lucius the Show, CZ, KGK, Barbie the Doll Princess, what's happening? Mark, Leon Banks, Kyle, Odell Boy. Thank you guys all for being here. Anybody I missed, I apologize. And man, let's start. Where do we start? I mean, we had the trade for Jacorian Bennett. I mean, that was a few days before the first preseason game. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, from what Fangio was saying at the press conferences, that the competition was close between Ringo and Adoree Jackson, and I don't know what type of close is that. Close in a positive way, close in a negative way? Because honestly, even following it daily, it seemed like no one was really getting ahead. Because of the matchups and obviously what's reported. So, these reporters are the eyes and ears at practice, so we can only see what we're hearing from them. But making the trade there was nice. You give up a depth DT and Thomas Booker that, I guess the Eagles figured they didn't need. I mean, they seem to like Adams. They seem to like Byron Young at the depth position there at DT. But you're taking a guy that was pretty hyped up by Ravens fans last year and potentially probably could have been the CB1 over there at some point, and played 10 games, missed the last 7. And so didn't have to give any draft capital, nothing like that. So it's his job to really take as of pretty much right now. So
yeah, we need him. We need him to take it after that performance. I thought, especially Adoree Jackson, I thought he stinks. Like I don't even think he's going to make this roster, dude. Okay, and I don't think Ringo was much better at all. And Ringo, the thing with Ringo is, you have to be able to tackle, man.
Bro.
You can't allow that missed tackle. That play pisses me off more than anything else.
He's a flat foot, straight line corner. I mean, that's it. I mean, he's got straight line speed. Like he can't move. He moves an ounce to the side, left or right. He can't move backwards. I mean, all you got to do is, really that dump off pass to Jamar Chase. I mean, I thought Sidney Brown did a good job coming down, kind of slowing the play down, kind of hit him, slowed him down. In some case, at least he did something. He didn't make the tackle, but
I have no issues with him. Believe me, we'll get to him.
Ringo really just had to finish it, and I think with a couple feet in front of him, and it really just had to kind of trap him to the sideline a little bit, and he gave him just a little bit of room, and that was it. It was horrible.
Just wrap him up.
Or he was hesitant or afraid to tackle. I don't know, but it looked horrible.
You can't miss it. Like, imagine if that was like an NFC wildcard game or a division playoff game.
Oh, man.
Quarter.
No.
That costs you the game. So you just can't miss that. However, I am not going to write anybody off yet.
No.
Even Sidney Brown, even Adoree Jackson, even Keely Ringo. I'm not writing anybody off after one preseason game, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look good
at
all. And I think what Vic Fangio, now what I think, like when he spoke originally, I thought the same thing. Like, are they doing good? Is it close? Now I think the way I see what he said is neither guy is winning the job.
No.
at all.
And
Neither guy.
ultimately, I thought they brought in. Ultimately, now if they're thinking about it for a while, I think Adoree Jackson was just brought here to kind of motivate Ringo for that competition.
Yeah,
Like he was that Devin White role for the
to
offseason.
set him up to win.
Yeah, right.
And he just doesn't. Ringo may need just some confidence or something. Eagles Army Down Under. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Philly Joey, how you fellas? We are good, thank you. He said, like I said during the stream 500, I'm not worried about the defense. We need better play from the corners, but with our starting DQ on the field, we'll be fine. Well, yeah, I mean, just remember, you don't have Cooper DeJean, you don't have Reed Blankenship, and you don't have Q on the field. The other thing is, and I agree with you because I trust Christian Parker to get it right. But my guess is that Jacorian Bennett is going to come in, and if we base it on the things that the Raider fans are saying,
yeah,
that he was their most consistent corner, but this is a much better fit. The scheme is way better for him than what Carroll runs.
Yeah,
he may steal this job. I'm going to say this. I think Eli Ricks deserves not the job, but he deserves an opportunity to fight for it. Like, to me, he was better than everybody else.
The only problem I have with Ricks, and you talk about Bennett, Jacorian Bennett, and like he's great in fucking zone. He's really good in zone, and he's got pushback mentality. He can play press as well. He could, there was some obviously last year he's faced Jabbar Chase on third down. I mean, he only held him to 14 to 16 yards on 3 or 4 catches or something like that. So didn't play the whole game, but that he's capable than what you have now. And Eli Ricks, I thought, faced some better talent early in the preseason game, and then he kind of faced some later ladder talent down the road in the preseason game. I thought he almost had a pick 6. I mean, when he plays press, he's good. When he plays zone, he's not really as good. When he gets physical at the line, that's where his strong suit is. And I don't know if Vic Fangio is going to use him like that, but he might get a depth role. I mean, he really is fighting. I mean, look, he's going to play whether realistically, the inside has been a big problem, especially if you're trying to find a backup for DeJean at some point, which I think they're going to have to sooner or later. But I thought he was good. I don't think he was superstar. I don't think he was bad. I thought he was good. He was fine.
Interception.
He dropped it. Right.
Can't drop it,
No.
Those little mistakes cost you. But I do think, man, I feel like we're in a position now. We need to open that starting cornerback role to as many guys as possible, and let's hope somebody rises up and take it. Yeah. My guess is Jacorian Bennett's going to win the job, and I think he's going to be solid.
And I think even today, on the 11th day of Eagles training camp, today you had Ringo at the starting cornerback 2 spot. And I think he only did that. He wants to see if Ringo could come back, mentally.
Yeah. And Ringo deserves.
Yes.
I think Ringo deserves the opportunity to go out next game and prove that he can improve. Mistakes happen, but it's how you respond to it. So let's see what Ringo does. I'm not gonna give up. We watched the open practice last year. We watched Nakobe Dean look horrendous,
beaten by Kenneth G.
His tackles and the moves. Dude,
it's weird, man.
Gainwell looked like Barry Sanders against him in practice. So you got to keep it in perspective, Blaze, what's going on, my man? He goes, yo, fellas, what's happening? But, I was really disappointed with the second cornerback play. I'm going to bring up another position I didn't like. I didn't think much of Sidney Brown, to be quite honest. I think he's very slow in figuring out what's going on. His reaction time is slow, and he can't tackle. Like, he hits hard, but, man, you can't be taking yourself out of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to wrap up, dude. You don't have to go 100 miles every play.
I think part of it too is that this is realistically Sidney Brown's first year under Fangio in the scheme, and you can't. You know what I mean? Like there's too many guys that need so many reps in this offseason program. I mean, Makuba being out really hurt us. It did, and I mean the good thing is he's a full practice. He was a full practice today. He's not on the injury report anymore, so he's coming back. So he's got to stay healthy because we are getting really close. If Sidney Brown's not the answer and Makuba can't stay on his own 2 feet, you know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. You're going to have to go out and get your boy.
I don't want that. But it's true though, because I mean, did flash before your eyes when Brown gets up and he goes like this? I'm thinking he broke his collarbone. He broke his collarbone. That was my thought. And then what? You know, you're too thin at safety. Now I agree. I think Brown needs reps. He needs to play because I think he just recognizes things a tad slow, and that comes with playing. But he's got to tackle better, man. You can't be taking yourself out of the game in the first quarter, the first preseason game. That scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Now it looks like he's good. So to me, those are the two positions that I worry about the most. You know, the edge rusher spot didn't do much, but we were playing our third string defensive tackles and stuff like that. So
right.
I feel like we'll be all right.
As a group for that, yeah. I mean, Fangio said at the press conference today that no one's really surfaced at the edge rushing position, but thinks that this is going to be the week. And it looks like Joshua Uche has taken that first team reps over Jaylix Hunt right now, and that's not a bad thing.
Jaylix Hunt went out today. He went out today. He got a little banged up, and he came out. So Uche's the next guy up. That's right. Which, you know, I was really thinking Azeez Ojulari, but nothing so far from him.
No.
He's been really quiet.
Yeah, very.
Leon Banks, thank you for the super chat. He goes, now I know why Vic wants Q to follow wide receiver 1, Ringo's ass. Yeah, people say to me, well, why would you have him go back-to-back if you're playing zone? I just think having the look of him in front of the number 1 receiver is a big deal. You know, even if he drops back into his zone, he needs to be on the same side.
Right.
Always.
Right.
Propa, thank you for the super chat. He goes, did anyone else just see CeeDee Lamb get trucked by the referee? Cowboys were off to a hot start. They stink.
That shit's funny.
And I was telling Joey, I was watching them. Their depth is horrible. Like if they lose guys, their depth is horrible. I mean, the Rams' third string quarterback was tearing them up. And Propa, thank you for the super chat. So yeah, I mean, the way I see the preseason in terms of the issues we have, the issues we had going into game 1 are the issues we had coming out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing's solved, but we gotta see how the guys respond. That's what I want to see from Ringo and Adore. Like you had a bad game. How do you respond? Make me feel better.
And realistically, if you have to replace safety and corner with 2 free agents, or you have to use some draft capital to trade for somebody, which is going to be really hard to do depending on who you're getting, because a lot of these teams don't want to give up good talent, you know, by the start of the season when they're trying to get their own seasons going. So you took a big shortcut in the offseason program. We reacted to it. It was a domino effect. It was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson getting traded. Then safety became a big need when it didn't have to be. And then you didn't try to retain anybody. I'm not saying they were going to try to retain Slay at $10 million for 1 year, but Rodgers, you know, was relatively cheap. I mean, they literally was like, let's put all the pressure on a 4th-round talent and Keely Ringo and just call it a day. You know, that's pretty much what they did, and now they're paying the price for it. So
yeah.
You know?
Beast Guard 24, thank you for the super chat. He said, I don't think we can give up on one of these dudes right away. We're throwing the towel on so many players last year, and look how it turned out. Yeah, I agree. I agree. We can't throw the towel on. I'm not going to do that with Ringo or any of those guys, even Sidney Brown, any of them. I'm going to let it play out. But we can acknowledge that they didn't have a good game. They didn't help their cause last week, you know?
True.
Dre Diesel, thank you for super chat. He goes, how much are we paying Bennett? I don't think Bennett's making that much money. So I'm not sure. I think Bennett's going to wind up starting just from what I've heard about him, you know?
Yeah.
Korma, thank you for super chat. Wide receiver Cooper, who is who Howie thought Jalen Reagor was. He will replace J. next year. The kid will be special. Oh, man. I got a man crush on that dude.
Damn.
Darius Cooper is a stud. I don't care. He's no Fulgham, no Paul Turner, no none of that.
No.
This kid is going to be good. This kid runs good routes. He's fast off the line.
Mm-hmm.
He's got speed. He can catch with his hands and not his body, unlike Reagor, and he can get yards after the catch. To me, if this kid does not make this squad, because you can't cut him, he will not get through waivers. Everybody's watching this kid. I'm telling you.
You can't put him on practice squad either.
You can't. They'll take him. I would, if I was the GM of the Arizona Cardinals, I'd be waiting for this guy. Because all those GMs, they watch all these teams.
Mm-hmm.
They watch every team in preseason looking for guys like we need to be doing. He ain't going to make it. He needs to be on the team. He needs to be a backup. He needs to develop and learn. And then you throw in the slot next year when DeHodson goes.
Yeah, I mean,
Stud.
yeah, I mean, off the line. I mean, you said it all. I mean, we're not talking about like a guy in the third, fourth quarter making a few catches against bad talent. We're talking about immediate impact. I mean, we were hearing it during camp because really Elijah Cooks was really the man that was really getting more attention than anybody.
Yeah, right.
And then he ended up getting hurt, but I thought Elijah Cooks maybe he would have been a lot better. I don't know, but this guy, Darius Cooper, I mean, at 5'7", 5'8", 180 to 194, whatever is. I mean, he's
5'11".
Sorry,
210 pounds.
Yeah,
he's built like a running back.
Okay,
he looks like a running back to me. Like you put that guy in the slot, yards after catch. I'm telling you, I think he's going to tear it up. Like, but he needs a year to develop. Like, I'm not going to throw him into the fire this year, but I'm going to protect him.
But
I am not letting him go. I'm not letting him go.
The biggest value they had in that preseason game, which the one thing I didn't expect them to do, they played Tanner McKee for 2.5 quarters. I mean, I didn't expect that. There was rumors that he wasn't even going to play, and I was like, God, we got to watch DTR. We got to watch, and he was all right, but they got good looks. I mean, that's the whole point of it. I mean,
the first two drives were against the Bengals starters, and Tanner McKee tore him up, dude.
Did Dotson really need to play? Because honestly, like that was Dotson has he's a 1B to a 2 on another team. I mean, realistically, like it's insane.
And that's why I'm saying he's not gonna make it on our team next year. You're gonna need to replace him. But I think we got the kid and a special talent. Like I think that kid's a special talent. He's got to develop. You can look in and see a guy. I mean, when a guy has another gear, when he has just different skill set, and it flashes. You know what I mean? That kid, that Darius Cooper is a steal, dude.
Yeah,
and I thought Johnny Wilson played really good.
Oh yeah,
I liked what he did. I liked Anaya Smith. Like the Eagles gonna have to keep 6 wide receivers, dude. I don't see a way around it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, some of these, Johnny Wilson and Anaya Smith were really they were either quiet at camp or they were just not doing much of anything. I mean, Johnny Wilson having drop issues, but man, just throw it up to him. I mean, that's all you got to do, right? Throw it up to him, have the right quarterback to do it. That's why Tanner McKee playing in this preseason game was huge. It was for as long as he did. So
I agree. Roll Philly Dogs. Thank you for Super Chickens. Brown is not a safety. He never plays the ball, only the hit. He's looking to be enforcer when he could have picked the ball last night. Yeah, he could have had. I agree. I agree. I have my fears about him. I do. But we're gonna have to play it out. I'm really trying to play it out. Uncle Dirty, member for 34 months. Thank you so much. So do y'all see he get hit by the refs? No, I missed it. I totally missed it.
It's hilarious.
What was he out on the field too far or something?
No, he was right on the side, like literally on the sideline.
Oh, gotcha.
And
Mark Holmes probably had a heart attack. Lee Bundy, a member for 24 months. Thank you so much. Our backup D-line didn't have a game as well. Yeah, I didn't. I thought Ty Robinson played okay.
Yeah.
I thought he did all right. But I mean, we came out with our third string interior lineman. I mean, even Ojomo didn't play a snap.
No, they said
so
a lot
you
of
had
guys.
Your third string defensive tackles in. I thought Shea and I thought the edge rushers were I besides Patrick Johnson, who always makes great plays in preseason but never seems to make the team.
Right.
I thought they were really quiet. That's another position you might have to add depth in depending upon how it goes.
Yeah.
Fat Folder member for 39 months. Thank you so much. It was great to see you guys. You excited for Alien Earth, Joey?
Yeah. I don't know when it comes out, but I'm a little excited. Yeah.
I don't even know what it is. Was it a show?
It's like Alien. It's a TV show. It's like the original Alien, but they did like a TV show out of it.
Like V?
Yeah, it's the regular like The regular Alien from a long time ago. Alien from a long time
Gotcha.
ago. They made a TV show out of it, I think.
I don't know. Did the Rams just pick off Dallas? Yeah, they did. Korma, thank you for super chat. Dory Jackson needs to give up 8 to Cooper now, right? I honestly don't believe that Dory Jackson's making his team.
Nah.
I don't think he's going to make, especially if this kid, Jacorian Bennett, wins the job. I don't think he's going to make it.
He's a waste of a spot.
Yeah. Splendid. Thank you, man. He's at 500. I tell you what, doesn't look good. The Bengals starting defense. I know it didn't. It didn't. How are you feeling about the running game? Because I think our running backs are deeper than it was a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, really depending how they're going to use it. Like, who's really the number 2 and who's the number 3? Is it going to be Will Shipley? Is it going to be A.J. Dillon? But, I mean, even the few runs that Will Shipley had, I mean, Tyler Steen had a really good block, on the right side there.
That guard spot up, dude.
Yeah, he really came out. After he, as soon as it was a few practices ago, when he laid out Jalen Carter, when he drove him to the ground at practice, like, oh, yeah, this is – Jeff Stalin said his name first. I thought Will Shipley did good. A.J. Dillon, I mean, you can use him in so many different ways. I mean, the passing game for a big back, very elusive. I mean, he gets contact after the line of scrimmage. Yeah, it carries guys for 5-6 yards. I mean, it's going to be tough.
And that's my argument with people who are like, oh, you got a tough schedule. Like, what teams are built to stop the run? You got Saquon Barkley, powerful. You got A.J. Dillon, powerful. And don't forget Jalen Hurts is powerful runner. You've got literally 3 running backs with that offensive line, plus Will Shipley, that are going to wear your defense down.
You got the tush push in your back pocket.
Yeah,
too.
by the fourth quarter, teams are going to be tired, man. Yeah. Kyle, thank you for super chat. He goes, would you consider trading for Jaquan Brisker entering the last year of his rookie contract? I would. I mean, I'd have to see what he's done there, but at this point, I'm open to anything like that. I'm more open to a C.J. Gardner-Johnson type move, a Jacorian Bennett type move, than than a Justin Williams, Stephon Gilmore type.
Oh, Justin Simmons, yeah.
The only guy that I'm open to is Asante Samuel Jr. I'm open to that because he's still young. I just don't like his tackling. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, he had surgery in April, and I guess it went well. I've seen him training on some videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So I guess the surgery went good. So
remember for the come back and sign with somebody. It's just a matter of who.
Remember for the edge too. Like Matthew Judon's still out there waiting, and he's already gone some
Judon
interest.
Could be a good veteran pickup that could help those guys. I'm open to it.
Yeah.
Nifty, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Sidney Brown hurts himself on every hit. Trade him. He does get hurt a lot. I like the aggressiveness that he plays with. I like that he starts fights with the cow. Like, I like that about him. To me, it's just I just worry about the injuries and the pass. His pass coverage skills.
Yeah.
But we have to just give him time. I'm willing to give him a chance,
Right.
83, thank you for super chat. He goes, the Mean Green Machine, Tyler freaking Steen, is going to shut up all those fake news reporters. I believe in him. I believe in him too. And I believe in Stoutland. And I believe that those guys will all be fine, dude. Let me ask you, what are your thoughts on Tanner McKee going forward? Like, what's your plan with him? Because he clearly is good enough to start on several teams already.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what the Eagles like to do, though. I think they like to kind of build value up on what they have in the room and then kind of make them trade bait at some point. What the fuck is that?
That thumbnail. That's hilarious. Philly Shakes 572, 500 Shakes. Would you take a second for Tanner? No, I'm not taking a second for Tanner McKee. I need at least a first round pick at minimum.
If there's a team that's desperate right now, you're trying to get a first round pick.
Do you remember the draft that they were getting ready to take Shedeur Sanders? If the Browns don't take him, Shedeur Sanders is an Eagle. I have no doubt in my mind. Then you would have had him, Tanner McKee, that you've developed. I mean, we would have been able to get some good picks. I think you got to keep Tanner this year. I don't think you can trade him right now. But at the end of the year, next off season, I'm trading him for at least a first round pick. Got to be at least a first.
And really, you don't really know what's going to happen by week 8, week 9 of the trade deadline either. What's going to happen with all these other teams? So you never know.
Yeah. Blue Flame Integration says, I'm ready to see Makuba and Bowen return. Well, they both returned at practice. Makuba was taking second team reps today. He's behind,
Yeah.
Witch King says, Sidney Brown reminds me of Sendejo. So reckless, he is a danger to injury. Yeah, you know what? I can see that. I definitely could see that. Sean Mims, thank you for the super chat. I would like to see Dylan on short yardage, less hits on Hurts, big in Simmons. Yeah, bring in Simmons. I agree with you on the Dylan part because why risk Hurts with all those extra tush pushes? I mean, you're going to do them, but you don't have to over risk it. Not with Dylan on short yardage. Even Barkley short yardage.
Yeah, I mean, well, who takes over the Kenneth Gainwell role? What happens in 2-minute offense before the half ends? Who's going to take that role?
I don't know, but I'll take it. I don't care who it is. It can't be worse.
Yeah, I get it.
Because he was brutal, dude. I'm sorry.
I don't know. You want to put your best players on the field before the half ends?
I don't ever understood that take Barkley out with under 2 minutes or take Barkley out in third downs. What are you, crazy?
Yeah, no.
You keep him in. Did you guys see Washington defense? Because their run defense looks really bad without Jonathan Allen. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the game. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but they allowed 48 points.
Yeah, they got killed.
Yeah. Oh, let me do this. Shador Sanders will be the face of Cleveland like LeBron James was. I hope so. Because I want to see a lot of people eat a lot of crap. Because I think it was ridiculous, dude. I mean, I don't know how a guy can be top 10 pick the entire draft, or like lead up to the draft, and then all of a sudden fall the way he did. I hope he does. Lee Bundy, thank you for super chat. He goes, if Jackson and Ringo have another bad game, do you sign Samuels Jr.? Also, critics say Alien Earth is surprisingly good. I never heard of it. My thoughts are, if Jackson and Ringo have another bad game, it really depends what I get from Jacorian Bennett. Like, if Jacorian Bennett plays well, I don't rush to go sign Samuels Jr. If I don't like what I'm seeing out of him, and he looks lost, or you could tell he's not the guy, and he's not making a move, then I would consider it. But as of right now, I want to see what Jacorian Bennett gives us, dude. I have a feeling that he's going to shore things up for us.
Everybody during camp, like before we had this preseason game, when Ringo was going against AJ Brown, everyone's like, "Oh, not a lot of corners can cover AJ Brown." This excuse of he can't, just because AJ Brown is that good, he can't do anything against them. And it's like, well, in a regular season game, you don't think, like, even if Q's lined up at one side, what if he's lined up across from Chase at one side, and they decide to put Jamar Chase in motion on the backside behind the quarterback, and then Ringo has to pick him up. I mean, you're not gonna be able to get Q up. They're teams are gonna find ways to kind of swap some of these number one receivers to go to the weak side, whether it's Ringo or whether it's somebody else, and that's what's gonna happen. Even in the practice, the Eagles put out a practice video, and Q was like, "I'll take AJ," and Ringo's like, "All right." You know what I mean? So he needs another week, but I'm not really sold on them too. I mean, realistically, this first preseason game, the only between Adoree Jackson, Keely Ringo, like Adoree made an open field tackle before on a crucial play.
Well, Ringo
that was it.
Didn't.
No, it was that bad. It was horrible.
No,
really
it was hard. They both were bad. But that's the question now. Which one comes back and responds? Gage says Dart looked decent with the Giants. I haven't had a chance to watch that Giant game yet. I'll watch it tonight. Good evening, brothers. Could Darius Cooper turn into wide receiver 4 against the Stink Cowboys? He's already my number 4.
Yeah.
All right. He's already my number 4. If the Eagles don't keep him because Johnny Wilson was, I will go ballistic. I will have some of the most rated. I don't know. I'm just gonna lose my mind.
There's no way. There's no way. I mean,
look, they remember Jimmy Smith is the bang of the Jags, all-time leading Jags wide receiver. Got cut by the Eagles before the Jags picked him up. All right, you don't let that kid out the door. I like Johnny Wilson, 6'9". I get it, but he doesn't have the speed, the route running, he doesn't have the skill set this kid has. If this kid was 2 inches taller, he'd have been a first-round pick. But because he's not 6 foot, and because he didn't play in Division I,
it's a weak conference. Yeah,
they didn't know. They all overlooked him. This is going to turn out to be one of the great gems if the Eagles just keep the kid, develop him. He's a stud. I'm telling you, you can tell by the way he plays.
Yeah,
you can tell. And just like the kind of kid he seems to be, like to get up there in front of the press and be like, "This is my name. This is where I went to school. You know, this is where I'm from." Like he knew that nobody knew who he was. I just really liked the way he carried himself. I do. Bryce Blackwell, thank you for the super chat. He goes, "I'm a little concerned about the secondary. I think the pass rush will be interesting, especially with the schedule. The offense might have to carry us for a little bit. The defense takes time to go." I think that's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. I'm concerned about the secondary 2 positions also.
Yeah.
You know, the question is how quickly can they shore it up? You know, Vic Fangio was talking about DeJean and how DeJean missed all that practice time. And he said that DeJean didn't play good in the Minnesota game. I thought he did for a first time, but he said he didn't play good. And it took him, a month to get on the field. So you get a guy like Makuba who's missing all this time. And, you know, how long is it going to take for him to get on the field?
Yeah, I mean, you're hoping because he's in full pads now, and you're hoping like this is like you're putting a lot on this 1 week because after this, it's really not going to matter because everybody is going to be shelving all their starters after this week. That's it.
Yeah.
So this is realistically you got to go this week, and you have to show us something. I've never felt so backed into a corner with these 2 positions. I really because they made moves that didn't have to be made, and it was a domino effect for both of these positions where they instead of getting a safety in the second, they could have got a corner in the second. You know what I mean? Right. They could have done so much more, but they did too much switching around. They did too much. What
it
they
just
did
feels like one move unnecessary.
Yes,
to me, you know. Splendid says 500. Cooper needs to change his number to 40 from 41. He will once he makes the roster. He'll switch his number.
Yeah,
you know. I don't know what numbers are available off the top of my head, but he'll switch his numbers. But all I could tell you is today at practice, he was getting first team reps. Now AJ Brown's not practicing, but it's the first time he got first team reps. Jalen Hurts threw a pass to him that was underthrown and low, and he came and made a great diving catch underneath to get it, where Jalen Hurts ran over and gave him a high five. So the kid is going up the depth charts, it looks like, and I think he's going to continue to rise. Like I think you got a steal. I mean, he could play outside. He could play in the slot.
Yeah,
you could put Devontae in the slot at times. I mean, I think in a couple years this kid's going to be huge for us. But I mean, I think you got Dotson this year, and you let the kid learn and develop, play a little bit here and there. And I think Dotson, because I think Jahan Dotson's gonna have a big year. I do.
Yeah, contract year. I mean,
we're stacked at receiver. Dude.
Yeah. I mean, we just had to let this thing develop. I mean, Terrace Marshall was really the first receiver that was really turning heads early, and then he ended up getting hurt. Not surprised because the only year he's been healthy was 2024. So now he's back, at least at a light practice right now. He's back, but let's see if now taking advantage of Elijah Cooks being hurt now, which isn't serious, but if Elijah Cooks misses this entire week, I think it's done. I think he's done. I mean,
I'm just throwing him on injured reserve. He's hurt.
You might. Yeah,
he's on injured reserve for me.
Yeah,
do it. Casper says Anaya Smith will be our punt returner. I thought he had a great punt return, and I think that's how Anaya Smith really can make this roster. Like he can win a punt. I liked Anaya Smith too. I did. I'll tell you this though: if I had to trade, like Darius Cooper or Anaya Smith and Wilson are both gone. I'm not getting rid. I'm telling you, I'm not getting rid of that kid.
Yeah, I know.
That kid's got something, man.
Yeah,
but I liked Anaya. I like what I saw from Anaya Smith. He looked way more confident, than he did last preseason. Like. It just seemed a little too fast for him last year. Like some people said he was injured, and that might have been the case. But I think Anaya Smith's going to be good for us.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I just don't know how. I don't know how you get rid of one of these receivers, man. I don't, I don't get it. I don't think you can.
Yeah, why not?
Chris Scott, thank you for super chat. He goes, trade for Newsome, move Coop to safety, have Bennett and Makuba compete for nickel, sign Judon or Z Smith. I like the idea of signing Judon. Cooper will play safety and base. We'll see what they do with him. I think they're going to want him at nickel week 1 versus CeeDee Lamb. I think they're going to want that matchup.
Yeah, the Newsome trade has been like fan. It's never even been reported. It's been like fan speculation at that point. I think the Browns already have a corner that's hurt right now, so I think Newsome has to play right now. So
well, we do know that Howie has a history of picking from players from teams on that come in and do workouts with us that you know have practice with us. So the joint practices, that's how we got Jay Ajayi back in the day.
Yeah,
was off joint practice. So is there anybody on the Browns that they could want to pluck? You know, that they might be able to look at and talk to. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, we'll
That's
see.
the question.
Yeah.
Cooper's cornerback 2 and put Bennett in slot. I think personally, this is my personal opinion. If you put Cooper DeJean on the outside, you would be wasted his skill set. Like I think his skill set is made to play everywhere. Safety, nickel. I think you got to move him around. And I think that you need him at safety, and I think you need him at nickel. I just think that I don't think you would maximize his talent by sitting him on the outside.
You put him at CB2, then he's concentrated on one guy the entire game, and that makes your defense worse, in my opinion. Like anytime someone says put Cooper DeJean at cornerback 2 or put him at safety, well, who's going to replace inside? We don't have a legit inside corner right now. I mean, Mac McWilliams, he was hurt, then he was quiet. Don't know what's going on.
I thought he played good, though. I did think he played pretty good for his first time.
Yeah.
A little quiet, but I thought he was good. I thought that Felix Castro?
Yeah.
I kind of liked what I saw of him. You know, I mean, these aren't guys that are ready to start by no means, but
right.
You know, I wasn't impressed at all with the Bengal game. We are taking the division this year. We are definitely taking the division. I was actually very impressed with the Bengals game. I thought that was one of the funnest preseason games I've watched in years.
Yeah. I think go ahead. Sorry, I didn't know you were saying.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, when you look at Tanner McKee, what he did against the Bengals starters, nah, man, I was pretty impressed. You know, the area of concerns is different, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, 20 for 25. I mean, over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, realistically, he's escaping the pocket. He's making throws. I mean, he's doing stuff he wasn't even doing last year. I mean, remember the last couple of years we've been saying, man, I want to see Tanner McKee in the first half of these preseason games. I want to see him against better talent. Remember we'd see him in the third, fourth quarter. He looked good, but we're like, we want to see him against better talent. You know, he started a couple games last year, whatever. He played pretty good, he came in. I mean, I have a lot of trust in him coming in for a game if we really need him. And, defenses have to prepare for 2 totally different skill set of these quarterbacks now. So,
It's true. Jack Doyle says quarterback 2 is more important. It is. I agree with that. I think it's more important. But, like, in terms of maximizing what Cooper DeJean can do, I just think you would be setting it up for failure. Now, if you're in an emergency situation, I get it. Throw them out there if you have to, depending upon the matchup, right? Like if you're playing a team, like look at the Cowboys, right? When you look at their receivers, their top 2 receivers, one of them is a slot receiver. So CeeDee Lamb, how many times is he going to line up outside? If he lines up outside 50%, I would take it. Let him line up outside. I don't think he's as effective, but he's a great slot receiver. So you got to keep Cooper in a slot for him. And then, Q goes with Pickens, and that's that. But when you're playing a team that has 2 good outside corners, and you're in desperate need, then do it. But if you can fix that, if you can shore up that spot and let Cooper DeJean work where he's going to work at safety and a slot, kind of all over like a Swiss Army knife, then you're maximizing his talent, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, he could cover from the inside, the value's there. He could cover the flat. He could jump in front of routes. I mean, there's just a lot of these other guys could do that. And if you don't have them there, it's going to be a big loss. I mean, yeah, sure, you have good linebackers. Your linebacker core is pretty stacked right now, but you need him at that spot. I mean, at least for this year. And then they got to figure it out next year.
Do you see the way, though, when every time Vic Fangio talks about Cooper DG at safety, he starts smiling. Like,
yeah,
dude, I feel like he really wants to put him at safety. Like, I feel like, like the way he reacts. Like, it's like, oh, Sidney Brown, he's doing good. He's coming along. He needs reps. What about the Cooper DG safety? He's like, he could play safety. I'm like, oh, come on, man. You know what he wants to do.
Yeah, it's like he's always been. It's like he's been doing this. Like he's been doing this his whole career. It's almost like there was obviously plays apparently during camp that they couldn't really defend that safety last year, and Cooper read it out. He read the play out during camp. I mean, he wants him there. I agree with you 100%.
I think he does, but I think he can't afford to do it right now.
Right.
Corey, listen, if I were Howie, I would try to extend McKee's contract a couple years and give him top quarterback money. They still could trade him next year, but keep off. Yeah, I mean, look, I wouldn't be surprised if they offered him money. But if you're McKee, you're probably going to say no. I don't want to do a contract right now, right? If I was McKee, I wouldn't sign none because I would be looking to get starting money. Casper says, I think it will be Mitchell, Ricks, and DeJean everywhere, and the nickel, 2 safes, Blankenship, and Ringo. Ringo is safety. Like a lot of people think he can play safety, and I kind of think he could too. I just wonder if you would need a whole season for that, though. That's what I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. And that they haven't put him in that spot already now, and I don't think they have a plan to even do that. But
yeah, I mean, we'll see. Albert says, got you and Joey 2 devices so I could support both of you. Oh, man.
Hey,
thank you, man.
Appreciate it, Albert.
We'll appreciate it. And here's a reminder. We will be live. We're going to do a joint live stream tomorrow for the public practice. My eyes. I got a man crush on Darius Cooper, dude. All I think about, my wife keeps talking to me. I said, Darius Cooper? All I keep talking about. I can't stop talking about him.
You know who I really liked from the preseason game, even though they have no chance of making this roster? I really like Elijah Powell. I really like Shindoric Powell.
He's making it. He's going to get cut. He's going to be on the practice squad, I think.
Yeah,
I
like
think he'll clear. I do too. I like him too because I think he gives you a versatile, like a different type running back, right? You've got the big running backs. You got Shipley. He's a bolt of lightning. You know what I mean? I like Shindoric Powell. Yeah. I think he gets cut, unfortunately, and then comes back on the practice squad. I think he would clear waivers. I don't think Darius Cooper will clear waivers. And if Darius Cooper does clear waivers, it's only a matter of time before somebody plucks him off that team. I'm telling you, that kid's a player. I don't want to lose him.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hilarious how easy people think. Is it too casual play safety? Yeah, it's not. It's going to take a whole season. McKee really impressed me. I think he could start somewhere. And I think we could get some good picks. Listen, I'm not trading him for less than a first-round pick. He might be the best backup in football. I mean, who's a better backup? What team has a better backup quarterback? I'd take him over anybody. Rico, thank you for the super chat. He goes, we do a great job of not scouting the helmet. 2 7th-round starters and an undrafted free agent. Cooper, I know. It's crazy. It really is, But, man, I mean, look at Mulata, right? I mean, he was a 7th-round pick. Never played football, developed into one of the best tackles in football now. This is like people say, like, which coaches I like better, Doug Peterson or these current coaches. I say I like these current coaches better because they develop the young guys. I felt like with Doug, they never developed the young guys. We're always having to go out and get veteran depth. Like, they develop the young players. Yeah, that's why we're having the success we're having.
There was a lot of veteran favoritism where they were just afraid. Remember when T.J. Edwards was around and when they put him on the field, he would flash, and they just never put him on the field.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mo-
Gonzalez says Couch Boys are getting owned by the Rams. Yeah, they're getting crushed, dude.
Moro Jomo's a 7th round pick. Look how far he's coming. I don't know if a lot of other teams around the league take undrafted free agents and really turn them into what they turn them into.
No.
I mean,
The
realistically,
Eagles they've become a team that develops young guys,
Mhm.
and now they're letting the young guys play. Look at last year's draft. You had Q played right away. DeJean played by week 4. Jalix Hunt came on at the end. I mean, those guys are playing. N'Kobe Dean's out there playing. Carter's playing. Nolan Smith is playing. We got the second youngest defensive roster in the NFL, and we just won a Super Bowl. And they said Jalen Carter was like dominant practice today. By the way, everybody,
I'm afraid.
They say he had a monster day. He said, and that guy could single-handedly change the game.
Oh yeah, be seeing that.
Josh, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Philly, if McKee starts for a prolonged period of time, Hurts won't get that job back. God forbid Jalen goes down. Oh man, I don't know that far. I mean, Jalen did win you a Super Bowl, but I think there are a lot of teams that would take him. I mean, I keep thinking about the Saints. Like Kellen Moore knows McKee. I mean, he's go get him. Mm-hmm. Jack Dwight, thank you for super chat. Safety is a position where smart guys flourish. DeJean would be also a safety. Do not pay Reed. Average at best. Lots of draft picks to replace Reed. Yeah, possible. Yeah, I think that there's possibly that's what they're going to do. I really don't know, but I do think DeJean could be a great safety.
Yeah.
Morgan Holmes, thank you for super chat. He goes, so are the starters getting a first week bye? Laughing my ass off. Well, I mean, the way Dallas looks, I'll tell you what, Dallas looks like paper thin. Like, to me, they didn't play their starters, but, because I went to Mark Holmes' channel, and he's like, we're not playing our starters. Don't worry, we're not playing our starters. I'm like, yeah, but either are the Rams. The Rams got a third-string quarterback playing, and he's tearing you up. And it's like, I think Dallas is really thin. Like, if they have injuries and they have to go to their depth, they're going to lose quickly.
No, they're not a good team that carries good depth. They just care about their starting superstars, and then really after that, they start to deteriorate. Yeah.
And then the whole thing with Parsons, I mean, I hope they pay him the $46 million, whatever it is. That way you have your money tied up to 3 guys. You don't win another 3 or 4 years. Mm-hmm. You're not going to win a Super Bowl. Then you have to spend 3 or 4 years rebuilding. So, Dallas is essentially, in my opinion, they're in purgatory the next 7-8 years.
They never feel like they have to rebuild. That's the problem. They always feel like they're still in it. They're still in it every single year. But I don't know. You talk about injuries, but you just paid a quarterback that just came off an injury. So I don't know. Crazy. I don't know. Very, very bad. But
I love Marcus. Like, he does these videos. He's like, I'll tell you, we may be paying Dak $50 million, but in 4 years, the Eagles are going to have to pay Jalen Hurts a lot of cap space. 4 years? 4 years, so I'm going to get, 3 more titles?
Bro, he's going to be extended by then. That fucking cap hit won't even matter.
They're going to rip up his contract and give him a new one.
Dak won't even be on the team in fucking 4 or 5 years. He won't even be there in 4 to 5 years.
Dak will be 37 in 4 or 5 years. Third, and he's still going to have 2 playoff wins. Kyle, thank you for the super chat. He goes, the Dallas Possums play dead at home, then get killed on the road. Look how soft Dallas is, right? I mean, they go to California. They go to Oxnard, right? So it's like less humid and not as hot. Instead of being there in training camp in hot Texas humid heat training, they're in California. They're soft, dude. They're soft. Bald Eagle, David Super Chat. He goes, Cowboys did the same thing with Dak, Zeke, and D'Lo. Absolutely. And look where it's gotten them. Jalen will be the starter for another 5 to 8 years easy. Oh, yeah, he just turned 27? Literally just turned 27.
Crazy.
We haven't even seen prime Jalen Hurts yet.
Nope.
We haven't even seen it. We haven't even hit it. Same with guys like Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith's 26 years old. These guys aren't even in their prime yet.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys got a reality check regarding Milton tonight. Maybe. What's your thoughts on potentially building a dome? I hate the idea, but would like Philly to host Super Bowl. Is there an NFL rule that if you reach tractable roof, it must be closed in inclement weather? See, that's the issue, because I hate the idea of a dome. I think dome teams, I feel like it's a curse for them. If especially if you're in a cold weather city. You tell me Minnesota goes to what? 4 Super Bowls in the 70s, builds a dome, they haven't gone back. Detroit doesn't ever go to a Super Bowl. I mean, those are teams that could have such a great advantage. The problem is if you build a retractable roof, and let's say you're playing Detroit in the playoffs, and it's going to be a snowy game, you know they're going to bitch and want the damn roof on there because of the advantage that gives you. So will the NFL force them to? If there could be something where, for sure, the Eagles would not put the roof on, in the playoffs in the winter, unless you're going to cancel the game because of like thunder or something. If they don't do something like, if they did something like that, fine, but they wouldn't. It wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I don't care about how hosting a Super Bowl. What, you're going to get one Super Bowl and then 15, 20 years later, you're going to put in for another one? It's not worth it to me.
No, like I said, it's between making money and it's business, and it's, at least for football, it's an advantage to not have that dome. So,
yeah, I know Bennett was like, yeah, cornerback 2's mine. He's got a shot. Laurie needs to be careful about the dome because there's no guarantees the NFL will give them a Super Bowl with the dome. A lot of politics in the NFL. I agree. The thing is if you have a retractable dome and it's going to be rainy in, let's say, late December, and you got a team coming in, they're going to want the dome on. It's going to be a big issue. I just think, why take that element out? Like, I understand New Orleans has one. You're in the South. But a team like Minnesota, Detroit, I think it's been such a disadvantage to them.
Yeah, agreed.
So the best part is that Dan Staley has Washington win the East. Pretty funny. Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, one thing, and you know this, when you sign a bunch of guys 30 and older, it never works out. It never works out. They can't make it through the year. I think Washington's in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, from the amount of money they had from last year going into this year, in the last couple of years, I mean, they should have. They really haven't made the eye-opening move that made us go, wow. They mean business. They really haven't done that at all. But a lot of familiar faces and a lot of veterans that are getting like these 1-year big guaranteed double-digit, salaries. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need a roof in our stadium, Philly. Strong fighters. I agree. There's no scheming involved in preseason games. It's a huge factor. It's a giant factor. The only thing I really think that you can kind of see out of preseason is, you could see certain guys, you could tell, maybe they have some talent they could play in the league. And I think it gives you an idea of depth of your roster. That's about it, really.
Yeah, you're not opening up your playbook. You're not showing all your cards in preseason. Like I said, you're not scheming against each other. You're just giving looks. Whether you run the ball 5 times straight. You know what I mean? Like, you're just trying to they want to see specific guys, in certain certain situations. So
yeah. Marcus, 70-yard field goal, Philly. Oh, who kicked the 70-yard field goal?
The Falcons kicker.
Falcons kicker kicked the 70-yarder?
Sorry, Jaguars kicker kicked the 70-yarder.
Jaguars kicker kicked the 70-yarder? Oh. Well, that's the Jag Super Bowl. The season's over. Yeah, it's all down from here.
No, we didn't talk about it. So what do you think about John Campbell?
I thought he played okay. I thought I like the way he kind of gets off the blocks. I like that about him. He had an interception. He dropped it. I thought, he only played 15 snaps. The medical team wouldn't let him come back and get full,
that's fine.
Enough snaps. But I thought he was okay. I thought Trotter was okay. I thought those guys were decent. Mundun, I thought was okay. I thought those guys were okay.
Fucking Mundun.
It's London, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, no, like I feel like any type of play that was in Campbell's vicinity, like just the area around him, he was always involved, whether it was a group tackle or whatever. Like he was good. Like it's just not enough snaps. You know what I mean? Like I know he's gonna be good. It's just not, just not enough snaps. What do you think of? Because I don't think we talked, obviously, but when he was during practice and he was being too aggressive, and the beat writers were like, they need to control Jahad Campbell. They need to control him. He's being too aggressive in a camp practice. What'd you think of that?
I love it. That's what I want to hear. I don't want no soft ass linebacker.
Right.
I want a guy that is a killer. I watched him like a couple times. Guys were getting up and he kind of was like talking and pushing him a little bit. I kind of like that. I think he's going to be good, man. I mean, he's one of those guys that like, like when you watch certain guys, you can just tell, like you could tell he has the skill set. He's another one, even though he might not have made a big player tackle, but you could tell the way he reacts, the way he moves, the speed he's got, the way he gets, like you could tell he's got the ability. So I think he could be good. Skid Mark says, yo, fellas, I'm thinking about a trade with the Rams for McKee probably next year. What do you think? I don't know. I don't think the Rams, I guess it depends on Stafford. Stafford's probably playing more than one more year, I would think.
The Stafford looks like he's going to be in a bit of trouble this year because his health ain't doing good.
Oh, he's back. Yeah. I mean, maybe. You never know.
You
never know. I like Verse a lot.
Oh, yeah.
NA 5400 says, between the 2 days of joint practice preseason game against the Browns, that's Keely Ringo's chance to prove himself to be solid or terrible in his last chance. Mm-hmm. I agree. See, I think this is the biggest week at camp. I think even so, more so than like the last preseason game. Like, this is where you're going to get a lot of work, joint practices. This is where you make your stand right now. This is where we need guys to start separating.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, Sean says dome teams are soft to close. Yeah, see, I agree. Why give up that advantage to host one Super Bowl in 30 years? I don't know. Can't they put a temporary dome up and then just tear it down? Put some cardboard up above, I don't know. I just don't want to give up that advantage. I mean, look, You have two of the most classic games in Eagles history is the Shady McCoy snow game and the playoff game versus the Rams.
You'll never have that anymore.
You'll never have anything like that.
Mm-mm.
Who would want that dome? No, I do not want a dome. Barbie the Doll Princess of YouTube, right? Because I don't want the Eagles hitting the dome roof. Yeah, birds can't fly being in cage. With Darius Cooper playing well, why not have Dotson return punts and keep Cooper on the roster? The only thing with Cooper is I like him. I like his skill set, but how ready is he to play, with the ones and take on that whole role? Like, my thought was keep him, let him just learn, let him be behind those guys, give him a full year, and then let him go out next training camp and try to win that slot receiver job. Instead of throwing him to the wall. So if he can handle it, he can handle it. But that would be my only thing. Plus, I think Anais Smith, I thought he was pretty good. I thought Anais was pretty good.
Yeah.
Sean Miss David Super Chat goes, dome teams are soft. Cold weather is our advantage. Name a dome team that won championship. The only ones I can think of, right? The Saints won one, but they're really in a warm weather. They're a warm weather team. So the Saints won one. The Colts won one with Peyton Manning. Who else? I can't think of anybody else off the top of my head. There might be, but they're not Northeast teams. They're not North Central. They're not Minnesota. They're not Detroit. They're not like where it's really cold. It's
right.
New Orleans is not as cold as Philly. You know what I mean? It's different weather. Like, you're an NFC East team. Act like it. You're going to play cold weather. You're going to run the shit out of the ball, and you're going to play playoff football in January and cold.
Mm-hmm.
Why get rid of that? That's why Detroit and Minnesota don't win Super Bowls. They're soft. I agree. But, yeah, the only two teams I can think of are New Orleans and the Colts. Other than that, and how often does that happen? Hardly ever. CB2, thank you for super chat. He goes, I was in LA and at the game when Wentz got hurt. Oh yeah, I'll never forget that game. I thought that was it. I was like, we could get to the Super Bowl Foles, but I don't think we can win it. We did. James Hawthorne, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Baldinger did an isolation on Jihad and highlighted his skills and instinct. Oh, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Rams in 99. Yeah, the greatest show on turf. I mean, they were that team was really good. But that's another team. That was St. Louis, Missouri, right? That wasn't Detroit, Michigan, or Minnesota, or Philly, or New York. It was St. Louis. But I mean, we're talking what, 3 teams in how many years?
I know, a lot of time.
Yeah,
Reed.
Dallas in the 90s. They didn't play in a dome though. That was like a half dome. 500. McKee could be a great trade chip this year for Marquis. He could, because you could get a lot for him. I think he could start on other teams. Yeah. Terrence Marshall Jr. Let's talk about him because he was having a really good OTAs, really good camp, got hurt, and really gave other guys an opportunity. I think Marshall's on the outs right now. But see, I think Marshall can come back to the practice squad, right? He's vested, so he doesn't have to clear waivers. You can cut him and sign him back to the practice squad a lot easier.
And with Elijah Cooks being out with an injury, depending on how long it's going to be, if he misses this whole week, this is an opportunity for him to try to make some noise. I mean, his one preseason game and maybe a couple joint practices going to be enough for him since he's missed some time just before. I don't know, but it's going to be tough sledding, though. No doubt.
Yeah. Barry the Dot Prison says, why trade McKee? I say no. I don't think they would trade McKee right now. I think that would be an off-season because I think he's got 1 year after this year. So he's got this year and then next year. I don't think if the Eagles feel they can get a lot of value for him, I don't think you let him go into his final year. I think you trade him this all season.
Yeah, he's a free agent after 26.
Yeah, so you gotta if you go into next season with him as a backup, everybody's going to be lining up to pay him big bucks as a free agent. If you want to get something for him, you trade him next offseason. That would have been interesting if they could have gotten Shedeur Sanders and then brought him along and then trade McKee in the offseason and have Shedeur Sanders as backup. I wouldn't have minded that, but I think you got to trade McKee next year, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's right. St. Louis, Indianapolis Colts, Candy, New Orleans Saints are 3 dome teams to win Super Bowl. That's it in NFL history. Yeah, none of them are northern weather teams. So, it's much colder in Detroit and Minneapolis, than it is in St. Louis. Much colder in Philly.
Right.
True
that.
Yeah. Tyler Steen grayed out well. Yeah, Tyler Steen had a great game. He had a great game. He had a big block where he sealed off the dude and opened up Will Shipley for a big run. Yeah, he had a slow first week of practice, but ever since the second week practice, we're starting to hear more and more.
And if Stalin talks about him first, then that means he's doing something right. The backup center's pretty good. I always forget his damn name in the 6th round that we ended up getting this past year. He did really well. Miles Hinton was another one because Matt Pryor played right guard. Miles Hinton, I think, could be the future right tackle for this team once Lane, retires in a couple of years. But Miles Hinton, they played him on the left side, and he was awful the entire game. I know he was a right tackle in Michigan, but for some reason they played him on the left side. I guess they're trying to see if he could even be capable on the left side, but he didn't really play well. So. Kenyon Green didn't give up a pressure either. He played all step before he got hurt. He played up all, and he's fine, not a serious injury with the shoulder. Kenyon Green did good. They want to keep him on the left side. They don't want to put him at right guard. Left guard for Dickerson, and he's done pretty good.
My boy Trevor Keegan, though, has been quiet, man. I'm very disappointed.
He got hurt again too. He missed time as well.
Yeah,
again.
he missed a lot of time with a back.
Yeah. You're hurt.
M99 says, I remember when the Jags had a very good team, but had to go to New England. Belichick put a thermometer in the Jags locker room to show them how cold New England is. By the way, the Jags froze and won in the game. Yeah, it's very uncommon that those teams in that time of year win in cold weather.
True.
So are we completely out on Ringo? No. We said it earlier, Philly, that he had a bad game. Him and Adoree had a bad game. We acknowledge that. Neither of them are separating themselves, but it's still too early. We got to see how he comes back and responds from last week. Like if he comes out and has a big game, a good game, I'll feel much better. But I want to see how Ringo responds. We're going to be hearing a lot about Ringo at practices this week, and we'll see. I hope Ringo has a good game. Roll Philly Dogs. David Super Chat goes, did you guys hear Rick's had a pick 6 today? Yeah.
He did?
Yeah, he caught it. I mean, I think that whole team needs to get on a jug machine because I've never seen a team over the course of 5 years drop so many interceptions.
I know.
I mean, Jahad Campbell drops a pick. Trotter drops a pick. Eli Ricks drops a pick. And Eli Ricks was the worst because he was walking into the end
jumped
zone.
right in front of it. Yeah, he was right there in front of it. Yeah. I know.
What do you think our record will be this year? I think 14-3.
Yeah. I was going to say 13, 14 wins. Yeah, I had it around there. You gotta.
People acting like Philly fan on Ringo. No, you just gotta give a chance.
It's tough for me because they got to play him a lot this week. I mean, how much are they putting into Ringo's case in his situation? How much are they putting on him for these joint practices, and how much are they putting on him for this preseason game? If they need to get Bennett reps, you know what I mean? That's the hard part about this because this is like one week you got to do this.
I think a lot of it's going to look like how they feel he's doing. Like if they feel Ringo's come out and has good practices, I think he's going to play more. If he come out and they're not liking what they're seeing, they're going to say, Jacorian, go ahead and get in there. Let's see what you can do. That's what I think will happen,
Yeah.
I just think, I thought Adoree was worse than Ringo. He was like 15 yards back. Guys were a lot of yards. He did have the one tackle. I felt like the one pass of Chase on the sideline, I felt like that wasn't a catch. Like it was close, and they only showed one angle, but I really thought he didn't catch that ball.
Pretty good
pretty
though.
Close,
I mean, yeah.
Right? But to me, Ringo's great crime was that missed tackle. Like you can't have that. If he goes and Chase catches that ball and you hit him and knock him out of bounds, and he only gains that, I'm gonna say good play, Ringo. But he didn't.
He hesitated too much. It's just like Cooper DeJean tackling Jamar Chase coming down that fourth down with that pass to the flat when Jamar Chase was in motion. If he can't stand there, you got to go in, make the tackle, and I think it's a confidence thing. Honestly,
it is. I just too, and I don't think Adoree's winning the job, and I don't think either of them are doing it. So I feel like open this thing up. Give Eli Ricks first team reps. Give Jacorian Bennett first team reps. Let's the best guy win the job, but don't wait for these guys all preseason. Let's see something. I think this is the week in which you got to win it. You got to make your move. You got to make it this week.
You got to
because the Eagles aren't going to wait, and they're going to say, all right, look, we're halfway through preseason now. It's getting close. We've got to get this position figured out, and they're going to do something about it.
Otherwise, you're going to.
This is it.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to pull the trigger on them. You're going to have to pull the trigger on the trade and give up some draft capital, or you have to make a move.
God forbid, we only got 13 picks next year. I mean, we can afford to do it,
right?
But all these says Shaquille O'Neal, not sure what it'd be, but a team without quarterback would trade their best corner. It's common sense. Of course, you'd have to wait and trade till the trade deadline. Yeah, the guy I'm eyeing at the trade deadline, if we need a corner, if we need a corner, Darius Slay. If Pittsburgh is out of it, Darius Slay's got one more run in for the playoffs. I go bring him back. I bring him back for a run. That's something to I'm telling people to watch out for, because if Pittsburgh's not in it, they may do him a favor because he's retiring after this season. So
yeah, and he'll be and obviously his contract will be cheaper because a lot of money will be off the books.
It'll be cheaper, and if Pittsburgh's not gonna, they don't look like they're gonna do anything. They may be willing to say, go ahead and try to try to have one more run. Maybe you could get him back. He could come back right away and fit in immediately. So. Rogue says Ringo to safety now, and I like Bennett. He shuts Chase down with the Raiders. He did shut him down. I think Jacorian Bennett. I think this is his job to win now.
Yeah, I agree.
If Adoree doesn't make the team, then it would be Rex. See, I think Adoree is going to get cut. I don't think the Eagles are going to keep Adoree Jackson if he can't win the job. We should have kept Rodgers. Yeah, a lot of people feel like that, I just don't know why they didn't. I mean, he wasn't expensive. $4 million a year, less than $4 million.
Or at least try to get somebody else that's available. Like, even if they didn't try to retain their own guys that, were fulfilled from a Super Bowl, at least if there's someone else out there that's not going to be expensive, then go get him. They did nothing. They did literally nothing. Yeah. So,
Yeah. A swamp ass. Hey, bro, I was in jail the last 4 years for promoting gambling and bookmaking. I missed listening to you guys. I couldn't stay in that jail or they would label me a snowflake. Well, what you gambling and bookmaking, dude, it's like everybody's doing that now. Damn, that ain't right. I agree. Rodgers was only $2 million. I wanted that before we made moves. I just wonder what it was about Rodgers because I feel like, man, they must not have liked him. Otherwise, why would you not bring him back?
I don't know. I think he was pretty fucking serviceable. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. See, this is what scares me about the one thing that scares me about Howie and Darius Cooper. Like, Howie sticks with his picks. Like K. Robinson says, they thought Ringo was it. Why? I don't know. I think it's because they drafted him. And they tend to, like, really not give up on their picks.
They overstepped.
So would they say, okay, we drafted Johnny Wilson, we drafted Nia Smith, and we're only keeping 5 receivers, so we're going to let Darius Cooper go? I think they would have to have your head examined, dude.
They're like
that's the one thing that worries me about Howie.
Yeah.
Remember, Howie has say on the final 3 spots of this team.
Yeah, I mean, he has final say. There's no doubt. But they overstepped. I mean, or all these other Georgia Bulldogs have worked out. He might work out too. I mean, maybe they've been in this dream. I mean, AJ Brown said last offseason program that, watch out for Keely Ringo. We had all this, okay, great, cool, and he was young, really young, but it's not paying off because he didn't get enough reps, and it might not be reps now. This might be a skill issue now, unfortunately. And I haven't given up on him, but he didn't do one thing that at least made me say, let's give him another week. He could probably win the job. It's to me, it's lessened a little bit more just because he didn't make one play in that game at all.
Yeah. Wilson has potential, but I still don't trust the drops. So yeah, I think Wilson has potential as a big physical receiver. To me, Cooper, if they develop him right, I think he could be a top-notch receiver in this league.
Yeah, you could be right.
I think he could be maybe one of the best slot receivers in this league. He's stocky. He's physical. I'm telling you, I think he's that kind of talent. You just gotta hold on to him, man.
I mean, he's even twitchy. I mean, remember the one catch he had? Then he spun. Like he's doing everything he possibly can.
And he turned it on. He had that extra gear.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And what about the touchdown pass? The way he held the defense back and then caught it with his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, he's a player, dude. He's gonna be good.
Yeah, dude.
You just got to keep him.
Mm-hmm.
My only fear is that they don't like cutting picks, so keep 6. Or you got to have the phantom injury. Oh, he hurt his toe like Avonte Maddox. He's out for the year and put him on IR. But you can't let him go.
No,
you just can't let him go.
Mm-mm.
He is the truth. I'm telling you. And here's a good sign, though. He's getting first-team reps today. So, yeah, A.J. Brown's out. But I have not heard one time this whole camp that he had got first team reps. And he did, and he went out there and made a great catch.
Yeah. It's true.
So that's a good sign. But to me, he's my fourth wide receiver. He's my fourth. And I'm starting him this week.
I would.
The Cowboys' best rusher is in the game right now. I just saw the Rams just broke a huge run. So much for that. Cooper, the football player, they can't come. No way. I agree. I'm keeping AJ, Smitty, Dotson, Cooper, Wilson, and Cooks. See, Elijah Cooks we'll have to see about. I'll put Anais Smith over Cooks because Anais Smith, I think, gives you something on punt returns. Like if he could go out and have another good return game, he can make the team. And that may be the area that they keep 6, right? Because I mean, dude, look at all the years we kept what's his face? Crash Test Covey. He was only on that team because of punts.
Yeah. Yeah, the kick returner, the guy from the Falcons, Avery Williams or whatever his name is. Yeah, I mean they really favor him, it seems like. They really didn't put anybody else.
He didn't look that great to me.
I mean, we didn't have a good kick return last year. We never even I don't think we even had one good kick return last year, so
no,
we
didn't. Otrego Vegeta. I don't know if I said it right, but thank you for the super chat. What do you guys think about Cam talking his on Hurts? I don't know. I don't know why we live in an era where these guys don't value winning Super Bowls. Like, I don't know when it became like, oh, anybody can just win a Super Bowl. I think it's crazy. Jack Dwight, thank you for super chat. He goes, Howie's a great GM, but makes his share of mistakes. He does. And my only fear is that he's going to favor those draft picks over this kid. And I hope not. You know, if let's say it worked out and you had, let's say Dotson plays one more year and next year this kid becomes your starting slot receiver, you have him tied up for 2 years at like $1 million. He doesn't make anything.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Josh Herman, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Philly, I'm sitting with my cousin who's a Dallas fan, and it's contagious. The excuses for Dak and Romo are never ending. I know, never ending. Touchdown Rams, now 31-14. They give Dallas a beating. They gave Dallas a beating all week at practice, all week long, and then they come in the game and give them a beating. Dallas stinks. And Josh, thank you for super chat. That Cowboy fans, they can never stop. CB2, thank you for super chat. Cowboy fans tunnel for chocolate. Yes, they do. Oh, I want to talk about Gabe Hall before we get out of here. What were your thoughts on him? I thought he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a rotation. I mean, from what he's shown, I mean, he's getting some tackles in the backfield practice. He had a couple good ones. I mean, it feels like they have a lot of trust in him. I mean, is he competing for the 4th spot? Is it? I mean, are they keeping 5 DTs at this point? Where if Byron Young doesn't come back from injury, it'll be Davis, Carter, Ojomo, Gabe
Robinson.
Hall.
Yeah,
Robinson.
Then,
yeah.
I'm guessing they'll keep 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's been good. Another undrafted guy.
I know.
You know what I mean?
They develop talent, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I think Jacorian Bennett with Christian Parker, I think he's going to have him playing ready to start that spot, which will be huge.
Huge.
Parsons playing? No, Parsons not playing. I don't even see Parsons on the sideline. But I'm sure he's there, but we'll see. Well, anyways, guys, we're over an hour in. Is there anything else maybe we want to talk about before we get on out of here?
Man, I think we talked about every position. Talked about the preseason game, public practice tomorrow. Big week for this team this week, and this is it. It's like the last most important week.
This is an important week, but the public practice, you have the two joint practices with the Browns, and then you have the preseason game.
Yeah.
If nobody takes that job, then they're going to start looking. That's when I think they start looking elsewhere. I think this is it, man. You know, and we'll be live for public practice tomorrow. So if you guys want to come by, come on, hang out with us. We'll be here, hanging out and watching these guys and seeing what they do.
Yeah.
With that, I mean, we're going to get out of here, guys. Thanks so much.
Yes.
We appreciate you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Dallas still stinks. Peace.
Peace.
2 minutes to go. You have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over. It's over. This game is over. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay. Congratulations, Green Bay.
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay. Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak. That was on you, Dak.
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott. Trying to feed the lamb. Trying to feed the seed lamb. Trying to feed the seed lamb. You tried to feed the seed lamb. You got to give it the seed lamb. God. It's over. It's over, Dak. Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.